Hello friends, today we are going to see the ignition system which are used in IC engine, and no doubt it is going to use in gasoline engine only because in diesel engine it is itself a compression ignition engine. So whenever we are talking about ignition system, so it is definitely for gasoline engines. So let's start today's video. In ignition system, the most popular ignition system which we have in our automobiles, light duty and heavy duty, that is a battery ignition system. This is a schematic of a battery ignition system where we can observe that there is a battery. So it is called as a battery ignition system. Along with a battery, there is a very important part that is called the induction coil. The induction coil having a two kind of windings, primary winding and secondary winding. There is a one core, and that core having a primary winding having a thick in diameter but less in numbers, and secondary winding having a thin in diameter but numbers are more. Okay. And there is one ballast resistance. Ballast resistance is normally made from iron wire, and it having a property at low temperature, it will provide a negligible resistance to electric current. That's means when it is at cold condition, so there will be a negligible resistance to electric current. But when it become hot, it reach to high temperature, overheated due to any overheating, it will provide a high intensity of electrical resistance, so your current flow will reduce. And as current flow is reduced, so whatever be the burning chances of induction coil or damage of induction coil due to overheating get safe. For that, we provide a ballast resistance. Then there is a distributor. So if there is a multi-cylinder engines, so this is suppose cylinder 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have to supply a spark voltage to respective spark plug. For that there is a distributor. So whatever be the high voltage reach to the center electrode having a rotating arm, and when this rotating arm or knob reach to respective spark plug point, so the current will flow through that spark plug and spark is produced. So this is arranged in a firing order of an engine. Now there is a capacitor also. Capacitor, it is doing the work to get charge when the primary circuit is completed. When primary circuit is break, so it will throw out whatever be the charge store inside it into the primary circuit. Second, contact breaker point. So contact breaker point, it having a 2 points. One is a fixed and second is a movable. Movable is attached to this arm, and this arm is rested against the cam. This cam is driven by engine power itself. So when we are running engine at high speed, so this cam will be rotated at high speed, and accordingly the contact and breaker take place, and accordingly your spark will be take place in a respective cylinders at a high speed. Correct? So there is a contact breaker point. Now let's see how it is working. When we switch on, so we connect the battery. Battery one terminal is grounded to the chassis, as chassis is the metallic. So complete chassis behave like a conductor. Okay, so one end of battery is connected to chassis, second end through switch it is connected to ballast resistance. As I said at the beginning, when it is at cold condition, there will be no electrical resistance, that means negligible electrical resistance. So current will flow through ballast resistance, then through the primary winding having less number of turns and higher diameter. Then primary winding through it will come to the contact breaker point, as there is a matching of 2 points. So if there is a contact, then through this contact breaker point, the circuit will complete it, as the second end of contact breaker point is again attached to the chassis. So this primary circuit is completed. When circuit is completed, this core get magnetized. So magnetic field is induced. And during this circuit completion, what will be the capacitor attached in a parallel to this contact breaker point get continuously charged. So capacitor starting charging when the circuit is completed. When primary current is flowing through this induction coil, primary circuit, primary winding, then this core get magnetized, and as the magnetic field generated, the EMF is induced in secondary winding. Remember, the intensity of EMF induced in secondary winding is depend on a rate of EMF, rate of magnetic field generation, or even rate of magnetic field collapse. So it is not depend on the intensity, how strong magnetic field is there. It is mainly depend on the rate of generation of magnetic field or rate of collapse of magnetic field. Higher the rate of generation of magnetic field, then there will be higher EMF induced in secondary. But as we know that the generation of magnetic field rate is not that much. So even though there is a EMF induced in secondary, but this EMF is not sufficient to produce a spark. So spark will not produce by that much voltage. Now, when the contact breaker point is open due to this cam, so as this contact breaker point get open, so your primary circuit which is completed through this contact breaker point get open, so it is interrupted. As soon as your primary circuit is break, so magnetic field start collapsing. When primary circuit is completed, due to that primary current, magnetic field is induced in the core, and the rate of change of that generation of magnetic field, EMF, in but it is not enough to produce a spark. But as soon as contact opens, so your primary circuit breaks. Once primary circuit breaks, so there is a collapse of magnetic field, and collapsing speed is much higher than the generation of magnetic field. And in addition to that, when circuit is completed, your capacitor get charged. When circuit is break, so this capacitor throw back its energy store into the primary circuit, and this collapsing of magnetic field is speed up due to this throwback of energy. So now the collapsing of magnetic field is so high that the EMF induced in this secondary is tremendous, and that voltage is then provided to the distributor, and then from distributor it is supplied to the respective spark plug, and this high voltage is enough to produce a spark. Like that, whenever circuit is completed, your capacitor get circuit is completed, your primary current responsible to generate a magnetic field in the core, but generation rate of magnetic field is not enough to induce a EMF that much intensity, but the rate of collapse is high. So the EMF induced in secondary is a higher level. In addition to that, when circuit is a break, so your capacitor throw back the energy, and the rate of collapse of magnetic field is increased. So a tremendous energy, a tremendous EMF is induced in the secondary voltage, and it is enough to produce a spark. So In battery ignition system, even our battery having a 6 volt or 12 volt, but when circuit breaks, magnetic field get collapse, capacitor throw back its energy and increase the collapse speed of that magnetic field. So EMF induced in the secondary reach to nearby 1000 and more volt. So imagine 6 volt is converted into 1000 volt, and this 1000 volt is enough to produce a spark. So this is how the battery ignition system works. Okay. Now imagine if you are working at very slow speed for half an hour. So if your vehicle is running at very slow speed, so your ignition coil get heated, overheated, and as it get overheated, so heat will transfer to this ballast resistance, and this ballast resistance once heated, so its electrical resistance property will increase, and so that whatever be the current passing through this ballast resistance get reduced. Once current reduce, then less current will reach to the induction coil, so definitely induction coil overheating will be controlled. So ballast resistance is basically a safety purpose, and it is safeguard your induction coil from burning or any damage due to overheating. Now this battery ignition system having some advantages. First, its initial cost is low compared to magnet. Okay, because very standard parts are there. The maximum cost is belong to only the battery. Battery is the uh, that is costly part. Then it provide a better spark at low speed of the engine during the starting and idling. Why? Because the main source of energy is a battery, which is 6 volt or 12 volt. So it does not depend on the speed of the engine. If it is having a 6 volt battery, so definitely from the beginning to the end, it is providing a 6 volt only. Okay. So even though your speed of a vehicle is very less, then also it is giving a good spark, because whatever be the primary current is flowing, that is depend on the battery. The maintenance cost is negligible except the battery, because only battery we have to check and charge regularly. If it is get run out, so we have to charge it or we have to replace it. Other parts, rarely we do any kind of maintenance, so there is a very negligible maintenance. Then the spark efficiency remain unaffected by advance and retard position of the timing control mechanism. So if even there is a spark advancement or spark retardment, but the intensity or efficiency of spark production is not depend on that. And last one is simplicity in the distribution. So it is very simple to distribute the high voltage. Next, it having some limitations or some drawbacks. First is the engine cannot be started if the battery is run down. So this is the biggest limitation or drawback. If your battery is run out, that means it is discharged, so your vehicle cannot be started. Next, the weight of the battery ignition system is greater than the magneto ignition system, because the battery mostly is the heaviest part in this ignition system. The wiring involved in the induction coil is more complicated than that of using magneto. So in this coil, there is a laminated core. On this laminated core, there are number of turns of primary winding, higher diameter but less number of turns, and there is a fine diameter secondary winding having about 3000 turns, and it is a very complicated wiring system. If it gets short circuited, if get overheated, then it tends to get damaged or burn. Then the last sparking voltage drop, which increase the speed of the engine. With the increase in speed of the engine, sparking voltage is dropped. With the increase in speed, your system get overheated, and we all knows that heat is a bad for magnetic field. So as heat is increases, so it will reduce the intensity of magnetic field. That's it become weak. So it is definitely going to affect the spark intensity. So battery ignition system, if a speed of vehicle is increases, so it is going to drop the sparking voltage. So mostly cases we observe that the battery ignition system is used for light vehicle, heavy vehicle, that means low speed or moderate speed. But it is not used in any high speed vehicle or racing car. Now the second system is a magneto ignition system. In magneto ignition system, as the schematic shows, we are completely replacing battery and induction coil. So there is one permanent magnet here. This permanent magnet is attached to a shaft. So whenever our engine runs, the shaft will move. The shaft will move. That's means this permanent magnet will move. There is a core, and on this core there is a primary winding and secondary winding is a flexion. So primary winding, as I said, number of turns are less and higher in diameter. Secondary winding, very fine diameter wires, but number of turns are much more. So if primary winding having 100 turns, so secondary winding most probably about 3000 turns. So when we start the engine, so our shaft will start rotating. This shaft having a permanent magnet, so magnets start rotating. So as the magnetic field rotates, so it will induce a primary winding current. So primary winding having a current, and when current flow through this primary winding, so magnetic field is produced in the core. No doubt, when this rotating magnet is rotate, so primary and secondary winding both experiencing change in the magnetic field. But primary winding having a larger diameter, so its electrical resistance is lesser as compared to your secondary winding because it is a very fine diameter wires. So easily primary current is flowing through this primary winding. When primary current is induced, the circuit is completed through this contact breaker point. Once circuit is completed, at that time your capacitor gets charged. But when circuit completes, it produces a magnetic field in the core. But this magnetic field generation rate is not enough to produce a high voltage in your secondary coil, secondary winding. So it is not enough to produce a spark. But when this contact breaks, that means this primary circuit breaks. So once primary circuit breaks, so your magnetic field start collapsing. Magnetic field due to this primary current. Okay. So primary winding having a current. So once your circuit breaks, so primary current break. So whatever be the generated magnetic field start collapsing. At that time, your capacitor throw back the energy into the primary circuit, and due to that, collapse rate is increased tremendously, and that cause increase in EMF to a very high rate, and that EMF is enough to produce a spark. So remaining working is as we saw in a battery ignition system, but here the difference is that we are completely replacing our battery with the help of this magneto system. Now, if there is no battery, that means whatever be the current source of energy It is itself producing by the magneto system. In battery ignition, the primary source is the battery, but here the primary source itself is the magneto. Now it having some advantages. It does not require battery and ignition coil, hence corresponding cost is reduced. With the increase in speed, the current generated also increases, thus it gives a strong spark. Therefore, it is used for racing car. So as the current generation in primary and corresponding generation of magnetic field and respective generation collapse of rate of collapse of magnetic field is high with a high speed of engine. So it with a high speed of engine, it produces a high voltage to spark. So it is basically used for racing cars and aeroplanes. It having a lightweight, definitely battery is missing, so it become a lightweight and compact in size. So it is most popular in two-wheelers. It is more reliable as the complicated ignition coil and battery rundown problem are not there. So it is more reliable system. But it having some limitations since the wiring carry high voltage current. There is a strong possibility of leakage which may cause. So in a battery ignition system, there is an induction coil itself, and there the primary and secondary winding are there. But here magneto having an induction, this primary and secondary coil. So when high voltage is generated in secondary, so there is a lot of possibility that this high voltage current will leak off to any nearby metal parts. This system require extensive shielding to prevent these leakages. And the third drawback, at low speed, it develop poor quality of spark. Definitely, because battery ignition system at low speed, it is supplying 6 volt as the battery capacity. It is supplying 12 volt as the battery capacity. But here, what will be the primary current is generated, it is due to the speed of this rotating magnet. At the beginning, at the initial stage, your speed of vehicle is less, so the primary current intensity will be less. So accordingly, magnetic field generation intensity will less and rate of collapse will be less. So it is going to affect your voltage of spark at low speed. Now, there is another most important question normally asked in university exam is a comparison between battery and magnet. So whatever we just saw, we can kept in a tabulated form. So first is it needed a external power, that means battery either 6 volt or 12 volt, and it required a ignition coil. But in magneto system, it produces its own power. What will be the requirement of power? It is producing its own, and it is replacing the ignition coil and battery. So battery and ignition coil is absent. Now current for primary circuit is obtained from the battery in battery ignition system, but current for primary circuit is generated itself by the magnet. In this system, intensity of spark is inversely proportional to the engine speed. That means when piston is high, your spark intensity voltage is dropped. But in magneto system, with a high speed of engine, we obtain a high voltage intensity. This system is less reliable as compared to magneto system because it having a induction coil as well as the battery, and it most probably require care to check whether your battery should not be run out, your induction coil should be in a proper maintained form. But in magneto system, as battery and induction coil is absent, so it is more reliable. Then the next point is this system is heavy in weight, also occupy more space, so it is not preferred for any two-wheeler system. But this system is light in weight and compact in size, so it is most popular in two-wheelers. It needed excessive maintenance of battery. and if it is a time to replace it, then it costs a lot. It does not have battery, so maintenance cost or replacement of part is less costly. It is used in low and medium speed vehicle like car, buses, truck, and magnetic ignition system used in a high speed vehicle like racing car, aeroplanes, etc. Now we will see now the next generation is for a electronic system, that is a electronic ignition system. So what is the need to go for electronic ignition system? So first need is a contact breaker point. This is mechanical part. So whenever there is a contact and open of the contact, so there is a sparking produced, and that sparking normally eating out the material of that contact. So it required a replacement of that contact breaker point at a regular interval. Second, the contact breaker point get bounce at a high speed. When there is a high speed, so dwell period uh, starting bouncing the movable arm. Due to also the proper contact will not be there, so proper voltage or proper duration of spark is not obtained. Then there is a slow opening of the breaking point and the cranking speed result in poor starting ability because of high tension voltage available. Next is the moving arm of the contact breaker tends to bounce, and this bouncing reduce the actual effect contact time that 2 points, and this result in less energy supply to the primary coil and hence lower the voltage at the spark. The reproducibility of the secondary voltage rise a peak voltage and firing time is poor due to the inherent erratic operation of the mechanical point. So whenever there is a mechanical point, so it having mechanical drawbacks. That means opening, closing, lag period, delay period, then replacement of parts, then it having a spring. Some after some time we observe that the spring stiffness is changed. So all these factors affecting this contact breaker point system. So we replace all this and convert it to conventional ignition system to electrical ignition system. There are two kind of electrical ignition system. Transistorized coil ignition, that is called TCI system, or also called as transistor assisted contact TAC system. So this is a schematic, and in schematic we can observe that there is a battery induction coil as it having in a battery ignition system. Only here we found there is one transistor. In this, emitter is connected to the primary through ballast resistance. Collector is connected to the battery, and the base is connected to this contact breaker point. Now, initially, contact breaker point has to handle the primary current. But here, due to transistor, contact breaker point is handling only base current, and base current is very less as compared to your primary current. So as it is contact breaker point not handling a high current, so its life get increase as compared to your battery ignition system because it is now handling only the base current. Now how it is working? So basic working is as it is. When primary circuit breaks, the collapse of magnetic field, the rate of collapse will increase by the capacitor through throwback of the energy, then higher rate of collapse of magnetic fields, higher voltage induced in secondary. So all the basic working to convert the 6 volt or 12 volt of battery into the 1002 and more voltage in the secondary remains same. Now the change is in transistor. We are adopting the transistor. Now the transistor is used in a replacement of the breaker point. Even though there is a breaker point, but this is not a your primary circuit breaker point. It is connected with a base breaker point and condenser of conventional ignition system. As shown in figure, the emitter, which is connected to the induction coil primary circuit, and collector connected to the battery. When cam operated, contact point opens, the base current and thereby the primary circuit current is interrupted and normal induction coil operation follows. So whenever this cam open the contact, so as soon as this contact get open, so base current will break, and base current is break. That means your primary circuit failed. Your primary circuit failed. That means collapse of magnetic field take place. So remaining working as it is as per the battery ignition system. Only it depends on the base current break. The current through the contact breaker is reduced by a large amount due to the fact that contact breaker has to switch only the base current of the transistor. This improves the life of the contact breaker. The inductance of the primary coil is also reduced, which allows weaker current build. More energy can be stored in the coil because the coil current is not limited by the breaker contact. Because coil current is mainly restricted to the breaker contact. If high current is there, then high possibility of itching and sparking at a contact breaker point is there in especially battery ignition system. But here our contact breaker point is handling only base current, so it is not interrupted by the your primary current. Now it having some advantages. So high ignition voltage and a long duration of spark is produced. Then reduce wear of contact breaker point, as I explained. Consistency of spark voltage over engine speed range. So it accurately having a spark voltage throughout the engine speed, whether your engine is running at low speed or high speed, but it remains consistent. Increase dwell and less contact bounce. So in this system, we can increase dwell period, and due to that, we have a less contact bounce. Then the disadvantage of this TCR system or TAC system, the system required the contact breaker point of the conventional system for timing of spark. However, the wear of contact breaker point is reduced due to the low breaker current, but still there will be a chances of spark, there will be a chances of itching, and due to that, we have to replace our contact breaker point at a frequent time today. The maximum speed of engine is governed by the limitation of contact breaker mechanism. As I said, the speed is limited by contact because it is a mechanical part. So there is a limitation to open and close. You can't go with increasing speed and your mechanical part will in open and close at the same rate. It is not possible. Now the last part, that is the second type of electrical ignition system, electronic ignition system, is a capacitive discharge ignition. In short, it is said CDI system. So this is a basic schematic. In this schematic, we observe that there is a ignition transformer. Okay, it is just like a induction coil. So ignition transformer. There is a one, this blue box is a trigger box where there is a switch, pulse mapping circuit, control unit, charging unit, then battery. Now, how it is working in capacitive discharge ignition CDI system, a capacitor rather than an induction coil is used to store the ignition engine, ignition energy. The capacitance and charging voltage of the capacitor determine the amount of store energy. the ignition transformer, this induction coil structure. So ignition transformer step up the primary voltage. So we know how the transformer is work. Either it step down or step up. So this ignition transformer step up the primary voltage generated at the time of spark by the discharge of the capacitor through the thyristor to the high voltage required at the spark plug. So there is a thyristor. The capacitive discharge ignition system trigger box having a capacitor. This is the capacitor, thyristor, power switch, charging device for conversion of battery voltage to the charging voltage of the range of 300 volt to 500 volt. That means your battery voltage 6 volt is converted to 300 to 500 volt by means of pulses, pulse shaping unit and control unit. So as this is a subject of applied thermodynamics, so it is not the core subject of electrical or electronics. So it is not expected how your thyristor work or transistor work, how your capacitor work, how your induction coil EMF is in use and all this. So it is not in depth how actually electrical parts or electronic parts working. It is basically how it is used in your IC engine mechanical parts. Okay. So this much description is enough to score the marks. Now, it having advantages, it is insensitive to electrical shock resulting from spark plug fouling. Second advantage is because of the fast capacitive discharge, the spark is strong. Some disadvantage, every system having some limitation. It gives a strong spark, but for a short time period, that means 0.1 millisecond to 0.3 millisecond. Because of short spark time, ignition failure occurs during lean mixture operating condition. If you are supplying a lean mixture, then this short duration spark is not enough to burn the charge. If it is a rich mixture, okay, this short duration spark also sufficient to burn. But if it is a lean mixture, then it is not sufficient to burn. So many times we observe misfire. The firing does not take place. So thank you. This is about ignition system. So ignition system basically battery ignition most popular in four-wheelers. Magneto ignition system most popular in racing car and two-wheelers. And nowadays we are using electronic ignition system. Thank you.